Welcome to Curtis Orchard. We have a cold night coming up. It's April 23rd, 2023. So the early morning hours of Monday, the 24th, it's supposed to get down to possibly 29 degrees. Apples can handle 28 degrees without damage beginning to occur, but what you find out with predictive weather is that when they say 29, it could go lower, especially in the low parts of the orchard where cold air tends to pool. It can get actually much colder. And what we have is frost mitigation equipment called frost cold air drains or frost fans. What those do is actually sit in the low area of the orchard. They're driven by tractors. So, I mean, this is a gigantic fan. I mean, it's huge. And it actually shoots the cold air up into the air and it draws warmer air down into the low areas. Now, if it was going to get down to 29 degrees and the wind continued to blow, I wouldn't turn these fans on because they wouldn't do any good. But it's predicting 3 to 5 mile per hour winds. What we found historically is that means the wind will die completely. When that happens, the cold air tends to pool in the lower parts of the orchard. And if those temperatures drop below 28 for a significant amount of time, we get damage to the fruit. So that's what we're going to try to prevent this evening, and we'll have to monitor those frost fans. Right now I'm calibrating a thermometer. It's measuring about 1 degree high, so I'll have to take that into account when I'm taking my air temperatures. This is a probe type thermometer, but it actually works quite well. I've used it in the past for cold air mitigation, and it tells me where I'm at and when I need to turn my fans on. Okay, so you can see that we're in full bloom right here. So that's a very vulnerable stage for the fruit crop. I'm putting my temperature probe here about 3 feet off the ground, and I can turn this on tonight, light it up with my phone, and read that temperature when I come out and check on this. I won't run the frost mitigation unless we get to about below 30 degrees because it's just not necessary. So this is the cold air drain that I talked about. See, we've got it hooked up to the tractor. So it's a little bit like if you think about a jet engine. I mean, that's why we have this cage around the bottom, because you wouldn't want anything to get inside there because it could be pulled up like a rabbit or something, you know, and it wouldn't end well for that. So what we're trying to do is gain just a few degrees of temperature gain, because if we're at 28 or 27, if we can use this drain to get just a few degrees warmer, like 29, 30, we won't have any damage to the crop. And if it gets colder than that and we're able to gain a few degrees, we might get some damage, but maybe less. Like whereas a 25 or a 24 might give you full, complete crop loss, this could help us at least save part of the crop, maybe 50% or so. Well, that's worth thousands and thousands of dollars to us. So it's important for us to do everything we can to save this crop. This thing will cover about 8 acres of trees, which is pretty remarkable. I don't know if it really quite covers that much, but it covers a significant area of land. So we put it in a strategic location so that it's drawing from as many blooming trees as possible. So the next one is quite a ways over from this one, protecting a totally separate 8-acre portion of the farm. Now, the farm is more like 12 to 14 acres of producing trees. So what we're doing with these is trying to protect the bulk of the crop and realizing that we can only do so much. And if we were able to accomplish 16 acres worth of protection, we'd still be in pretty good shape. Fire it up for you so you can see what it sounds like. It's kind of impressive. Not too loud, but that's running at full speed. And when we turn it on, we run that tractor at full speed as long as there's a risk of frost. One more quick side note, you may wonder when the coldest time of the night is, and it's actually right after sunrise. Quite often, the coldest part of the day is around 7 a.m. in the morning if you have a sunrise around 6 a.m. That seems counterintuitive. You would think it would be coldest before the dawn, like maybe 5:30. But most of our experience with frost mitigation has taught us that after the sun rises, you're not out of the woods yet. You have to stick with it until about 8 o'clock, 8:30 with the frost mitigation measures.